Just a few hours ago, I finished reading the last Harry Potter book, and a lot earlier I was a bubbling mess. I was really emotional and tearing up, just sitting in the fact that it's over and that I won't be reading them again for the first time. And I wanted to just talk about how I am and what the experience has been like for me the last month since I started reading the series for the first time as an adult, nonetheless. For context, I'm 25. I was born in 1999, so it feels like I just missed that cutoff for Harry Potter being a really essential part of my generation. I was more into Percy Jackson and the Hunger Games and whatnot. But I do always remember seeing these hardcover books neatly on my brother's bookshelf. He's older, but never really gravitating towards them. I'm an adult now and I've read fiction, I've read fantasy. I just never, I don't know, something about committing to Harry Potter was always sort of a kind of bucket list or check the box kind of item that I wanted to get to at some point, but just didn't really feel called to until about a month ago. And really, I was just kind of looking for something that was really light and playful. I feel like this sense of play for the sake of play had been missing in my life, and immediately thought to reading fiction and especially fantasy. Because there's something about fantasy that is just so delightful and so playful, so innocent and childlike, and that's exactly what Harry Potter was for me. I'm like getting emotional just talking about it because it was such a special experience being able to read it for the first time as an adult, to experience all I've been through and know all that I do, and to just instantly through this world of Harry Potter be transported magically back to being a child. It really hit me on Friday, just a couple of days ago. I'd gone to bed, and mind you, the past month of my life has basically been dominated by reading Harry Potter at night for a few hours, and honestly, even pushing my bedtime just to read more. And that was a conscious choice that I made every single night because I enjoyed it so much. And on Friday, though, I woke up in the morning and, usually I'll meditate, journal, things like that when I get out of bed, start my morning routine. But I just woke up and just wanted to read. I had a little bit left of the Half-Blood Prince from the night before, and I woke up and all I wanted to do was read, and I just started reading and finished the Half-Blood Prince just laying in bed, my 25-year-old body, but just under the covers in winter, just reading Harry Potter. And oh god, it was such a special experience, and it really hit me then and just throughout the day just how precious it is to experience this kind of unadulterated, just pure, innocent joy. Joy for nothing other than the sake of being. Just reading and immersing yourself in this world these characters. And as soon as I finished the Half-Blood Prince, I basically just started reading the Deathly Hallows, and the same day was like already like 50%. This was, yeah, Friday, Friday night. I was already like 50% done by the time I went to bed on Friday night. And throughout the day, I would just close my eyes and really take my time to read carefully, visualize the amazing scenes J.K. Rowling set up. And it's not like I was reading anything, you know, any of the scenes that later got me to tear up, but just reading simple scenes and envisioning them in my imagination, I would just tear up and cry. It was just so special to be a kid again and to just be filled with this wonder and awe and curiosity. I haven't experienced anything like this from reading in a long time, or dare I say, ever even. I'd read some fantasy for the first time in a while earlier this year. I read some Joel Abercrombie, read 6 of his books, which was great, but it just wasn't like Harry Potter. And I think part of it is just the fact that it is a book that is written, for children, and children to grow up with these books. They grow up as they experience Harry Potter as Harry grows up. And it really brought me back to what it was like to be, 11 or 12, or an angsty teenager as Harry got to later in the books, and to really just be in this world of Hogwarts and everything and just be so delighted in all of it. I haven't been this excited to read, honestly, ever. At least not since I was a kid, if I can remember. But to genuinely wake up and be excited to read, to, I mean, spend every night reading into the night, unable to stop after one chapter, there's always one more. I haven't experienced this in so long. And I enjoy reading. I enjoy reading fiction. I enjoy reading all kinds of stuff, memoir, nonfiction, whatever, but I haven't experienced this kind of just exuberant joy in reading since reading Harry Potter. And it's just been such a breath of fresh air as well. So a lot of the stuff I read, to be fair, and I do appreciate it, but it's quite serious. I'm reading about like bioenergetic analysis or Zen koans and stuff like that. And while I appreciate it, they don't exactly bring this kind of pure childlike joy and play that Harry Potter has brought. And it's just been such a special experience, a special feeling to be brought back to that as an adult. So special. Yeah. It's something so simple yet profound that reading, especially reading fiction and more specifically fantasy, can do for you. It can really bring you back to this innocent, childlike way of being that so many of us have forgotten about. And while I will say that I feel like in the last few years I've transitioned and gone deeper into being more childlike again, which that's really what the journey of adulthood feels like to me now. But this really just encapsulated it, reading Harry Potter. Just walking through the house being just in disbelief that this character is no longer here. I've also been simultaneously watching the movies kind of in tandem with reading and just being frustrated at the fact that the movies are not line by line exactly the same as the books and omit scenes that I'm just like, this is so egregious. I haven't been this invested in, yeah, I guess like at this point, not just reading, but a part of culture in a long time. And it's just been the most delightful experience ever. And I'm so grateful that I don't know what it was like to read them growing up, but to be able to read them now as an adult and have such an appreciation for their ability to just evoke that childlikeness in me, and I can imagine so many other people. It's just been such an awesome experience reading them for the first time. And I don't know if anything's ever gonna quite capture the literal magic that it was reading this for the first time. I really don't know. I'm excited. I'm so excited, honestly, for the future to read these with my kids and to like read them out loud and really, really savor them again and experience them through their eyes for the first time. I'm really looking forward to that, and if I can make it and if it's possible, my grandkids as well. It's just really special, and I'm really, really sad that it's over. I just reread the last chapter or two again. I have the part one and part two of the Deathly Hollows to finish over the next couple of days. So I'm really just trying to savor and steep in the magic as long as I can before. I don't know. I don't want to say before it's over because I don't know if it's ever really over. Because what I'm really appreciating and what feels really significant for me about the timing of reading this at the end of 2024, beginning of 2025 is how important this is to me to maintain this kind of being in life, to in whatever way possible. And it's not going to be exactly the same, or maybe it will, I don't really know, but to maintain this sense of childlikeness, this innocent play, and just listening to what is yearning and calling within you. Our lives are all different, but given the context, just listening. If you want to wake up and read Harry Potter before you go to work or work out or however else you start your day, read Harry Potter. Do the thing that brings you joy. It doesn't need to be productive or work related or anything. It's these moments of just pure bliss, sadness, and everything that come from reading and being so invested in something are rare, especially when you're an adult. It's something I really cherish, and it's something I want to keep in my life going into 2025. How can I remain this childlike and playful? How can I listen to that yearning within me? And what can I do that brings this similar sense of magic and goodness into my life as Harry Potter has the last month or so? Sure, I could read the books again, but I feel like I need to give them some time to I don't know, settle a bit before I open them again. So, if you're an adult, and you haven't read Harry Potter, you're meaning to, I highly, 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 highly recommend and encourage you to give them a chance. I've already gone to the Reddit forums and seen what people said about them. And yes, the books are, especially the first couple, they're not written like these great historic works of fiction. They're not exactly the, like the classics and whatnot of literature. I think that's what makes them great, is that they are just so delightfully innocent and good and bring you into this world that may feel foreign to you at this point. And I'm not talking about the wizarding world, but I'm talking about what it means to be a kid and to just be delighted in the simple things in life. That's what they do an incredible job of. So, with that, I'm going to continue grieving the end of Harry Potter and at the same time following the magic. So, with that, I appreciate you. And if you've read Harry Potter, let me know. If you start reading it, let me know. Otherwise, talk soon.